What's up? What's up? What's up? How's it going, Russ?
What's going on? What's going on, buddy? Happy New Year
Happy New Year.
to everyone. We are here live in the building for
Absolutely.
another edition of the Keto Cookout. We
Yeah,
grill
buddy.
it, baby.
We grilling, baby. I noticed that
Yeah.
neither one of us are in a prison facility, so that is good.
Speak for yourself, man. I gotta.
You do have a virtual background.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just got out. I got a bracelet on here. I got an ankle monitor. Oh man, it feels like forever since we've been on.
It does. It does.
Well, it hasn't been. It's been that long, but it feels like forever. So, how was your holiday season there? How was your?
It was awesome, man. Got away through the holidays without any scrapes or cuts or arguments or anything like that with family. So it was
Oh, there you go.
thumbs up. It was amazing.
Yeah, you didn't have to put your mouthpiece in at the family dinner, man. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I understand. No, that's awesome.
How was yours?
Good, man. I'm not that festive a guy. With me, every day's a holiday, man. I'm just, so, no wife, no kids, none of that stuff. You don't have to be bogged down with all that festivities. And stuff. I'm a lone wolf, man. One man, one pillowcase. Yeah. So it was cool. It's just one of those things. We'll get into it there. Still heart attack free. I'm trying my best. Hey, shout out to my man Rick, the heart attack diet.
Right.
Doing everything I can to kill. Man, I'm doing everything I can to kill myself. I'm trying my best, man. I'm trying my best. Can't do it.
I am too. I'm guzzling the fat, man. I can't get enough fat, and I'm waiting for the heart attack, but it's just not coming.
Yeah.
I wonder if Rick can give us any pointers on the heart attack. How we can make that happen.
I don't know, man. Listen, I'm eating all the fatty meats I can eat. I'm eating all the bacon I can get my hands on. I eat eggs. I'm frying everything in bacon grease. I'm doing what I can. I'm trying to stroke out Fred Sanford style, the big one.
Batting zero on the heart attack.
Yeah, it's not working. All my numbers are going the wrong way.
Dang it.
So my blood pressure's going down, my weight's going down. Although I guess we'll take this time to segue into the carb check.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I won't do all my greatest hits.
Your greatest hits.
I won't do all the hit list.
Okay.
But listen, you know me, you know how my mind works with all this stuff. It's nothing compared to my old life. But compared to my new life, I was I was in the ditch on the keto road there for just a day or two, man. The keto road, but I was in the ditch. I was stuck in the ditch there for a couple of days, but I'm out now. I call triple B. You don't call triple A when you're on the keto road and you got a flat tire. You don't call triple A. You call triple B.
Nice.
Yeah, beef, bacon, and berry.
Right.
I did have some episodes, but a lot of holiday cookies and a few other things. But hey, that was last year.
That was last year.
Yeah.
No cheating this year, right?
That's right, man. Hey, I've been on it. This back on the program. I am back on my game here. In 2024, and
I love it.
We'll see how long it lasts. See how it goes. I'll just take it day by day. But yeah, everything is good, man. I'm not really surprised by the holiday stuff, and a lot of people go through it, but
right,
it's got to keep going, keep moving.
I love it.
What about you? What did you fast over the holiday season or something?
I wish I did, but Yeah, it was 0 for me, but, you know, I did discover a little bit more about my histamine intolerance, so, I've switched my breakfast from fried eggs and smoked tallow to ground beef and egg yolks, and that definitely seemed to help for sure. So,
Oh,
so
yeah, I
yeah,
love that.
there was a little bit of a change in my diet for sure, but yeah, no carbs for me.
Yeah, well, that's good, man. Lucky you, man. You're a superhero from the planet Carnivore.
Right,
But for us mere mortals,
right.
yeah, we we get sucked into the vortex somewhere.
Right.
Yes, shout out to my man Rick. I see you out there, brother. Yes, a little bit of duck food. I also saw a duck mating video because somebody was talking about that. I think
What?
wasn't Rick talking about that last time he was on the ducks mating or something?
He's
And
always
something
talking
kinda,
about ducks
yeah,
mating.
it was kind of
Something.
violent.
Right.
Yeah, and I I went on YouTube and found a duck mating video, and it was something else. It was something to behold. I have to say, I was shocked and appalled. I just, I felt dirty after watching it. I really,
Nice.
yeah, it was something else. I'd never seen quite such a thing, but yeah, that's we don't have to talk about that now. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Hey, Laura,
Laura's
we
here.
be grilling, baby.
No, yeah, the We Be Grilling. Don't know where that, don't know whose show that is, but on this show we grilling, baby. I
Right,
love Laura. She's the best. You can say whatever you want, Laura. You can
right.
say whatever you want. Appreciate
Hi,
you being.
Sandra. How you doing? Beef, bacon, butter. Heck yeah.
That's right, Triple B, man. If you're on that keto road and you broke down, don't call Triple A, call
Right.
Triple B. They will come to get you. They come to get you. Okay, all right. Listen, don't listen. You can be the first one banned from the channel now, Rick. If what, hey, we're gonna have to put. Hey, we're gonna have to put Rick on a comment count. It's like you get 2 per episode.
2 megas, 2 mulligans.
No, no quacking, brother. No quacking. But I do quack people up.
Oh, ba-dumts.
Yes.
Laura
Oh,
is fasting for
listen.
3 to 5 days to start off the new
Hey,
year.
I
Wow.
love that. Go get them, all you fasters. I will be slowing right along with all of you. You guys can fast. I'll be slowing. I'm on a Christmas cookie fast. I'm not. No more Christmas cookies until next year. That's what.
Okay.
Actually, is that the opposite of that? A Christmas cookie fast? That'd be only Christmas cookies.
Right. So I guess
Oh,
when's Christmas cookie season? Is it
uh, whenever you're in the Christmas spirit.
okay? All right.
It's Christmas in my heart all the time.
Okay. So you can't have a Christmas cookie unless you're in the Christmas spirit. Okay, got it.
Christmas cookie season starts the day after Thanksgiving.
Nice.
That's how that works. Day after, listen, if anybody's got Christmas lights up at their house, it's Christmas cookie season. So, hey Maribel. Yeah, so that's but I don't know how that works. If I'm doing a Christmas cookie fast, I think that means I'm only eating, because if you do people do egg fasting and they only eat eggs.
Right.
So yeah, so I guess it's that Christmas cookie fast. That wouldn't be what I'm trying to do. I got it all messed up.
What's going around? Cold, flu. I guess I didn't run fast enough. I didn't catch anything. Well, there you go. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's funny you should mention that too. A lot of my friends and family have been sick, and I have not. I have not been sick at all. So I don't know if that's carnivore related, but probably wouldn't have applied to me the last 10 days or so. I was yeah, I'm gonna start a new channel called Struggle Carnivore.
Right. I never
Oh,
get sick, so I don't know what anybody's talking about. I can't even relate. I never ever get sick.
yeah. Oh, I see Teresa in the chat. Hey sis, good to see you.
Yeah, there's
See,
three.
she sent me a heart too. That's not that is for me. No, she put Russ in the heart next to me. That
Only
next
Russ
to
gets
me.
the heart.
Oh, shout out and a happy new year to all my beautiful keto cuties out around the world, all the low carb ladies.
Oh no.
I haven't given them their proper love and their proper shout outs. I've been a little bit slacking on my keto cuties and my low carb ladies and the keto cowboys. Shout out to the keto cowboys all around the world trying to stay on that thing for 8 seconds, baby. Don't let it buck you off, but baby, stay on that thing, baby. Get that buck.
Yeah, you've been slacking on that just a little bit.
Yes, man. I
Figure it
listen to them. Well, look, the ladies know I love them. They know I love them all. I got love for everybody.
There's another one,
Hey,
Renee. How you doing,
hold
Renee?
on, Renee. Man, it's good to see everybody. Everybody's in here. As if they don't know, if anybody wants to come on in, did you put the link up? I don't know if we're
I did.
ready, but if you want to come on and say hey, there is a link. You can come on and hang out with us. If not,
I'm gonna find yours, Russ. I'm gonna find your stream and post it there.
yeah. If not, we'll just keep
Homesick Buckeye. Let's
keep
see
talking.
what's Russ got going on over here.
I didn't do a whole lot of I did not do a lot of a lot during the holiday season. I kind of chilled out. I released a oxtail video that I made, and that's really about the size of it. Then I did I made a little New Year's video.
Nice.
I was up late, so
Very cool.
that's so that Teresa O says she doesn't see the link. Did you put the link in the chat or did you put
Yep, put it in both.
I got you. And I think somebody on the driveway. Somebody's coming.
Oh, somebody's here. Somebody who's at the cookout. Oh, we got Laura.
Hi.
How you doing, Laura?
I'm good.
Awesome.
It is Laura.
It is.
It is good to see you. You're looking lovely and vibrant, and you look like you've been fasting. You just have the that fasting glow.
I have that withdrawn look here.
Yeah, that's starvation look. Yeah, it's like you just can't.
lots of water and lots of salt.
You look like you're starving to death, Laura. That's what. No.
Oh, yeah. I still have some little fat stores in there. I'm doing okay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that is awesome, though. I love it. Brett is fasting too. I think. Shout out to Brett, who's a carnivore. I think he's out there somewhere fasting.
Yep.
Fasting's a lot easier being a carnivore than it was when I did keto.
How so?
Well, when I did keto, I was still taking in probably the 20 grams of carbs. And I think that shock of having 0 carbs go in for, 3 days, I just was like, it's like having the keto flu every time I tried to do it. And now with carnivore, and I do lion, I don't have any carbs because I only do, if I do eggs, I kind of do like Adam was saying, I just do the egg yolks, the egg whites mess with me. So I just don't really do them very often. So I think it's because I do no carbs now that my body's like, okay, that's fine. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I haven't got to that place yet. I think it's great. I'm all for it. I root for you guys. I support you 100%. But I got to eat every day.
Oh, my husband has to eat. He can't even hardly get through a colonoscopy, and he's out there like a chipmunk. He's got, peanuts in this side, and I'm like, spit them out.
How does he have colonoscopies?
Colonoscopies are so much fun.
Oh yeah.
How often does he do that he has to worry about?
Well, it's not that he has had to do them very often. I think it was like every 3 years he did that 2 times, and now it's every 5. But it was just like, I was like trying to be that nice wife, like, hey, I'll fast with you because I like to fast. And so it's not that hard for me anyway. And he was like, okay. And then when it was my turn, I was like, are you going to fast? And he's like, no, I'm not fasting. So he didn't reciprocate that, but that's okay. I don't mind.
Yep. I love that. So how you're just doing you said 3 to 5 day? Is that what we're
Yeah,
doing this time
and
around?
yeah, I usually I've done 7 days before I had a surgery several years back, and I did a very extended fast before and another 7 days right after to help with the healing and stuff. So I
Yeah.
usually try to do 3 days, see how I feel. If I start to feel like, hey, I need something, then I'll just break it off at 3 days. I don't have to. I am very regimented, but I'm not going to hold myself to it. If I don't feel good, then I'm going to go out there and I'm going to cook up some ribeye fat and some
Mm.
ribeye or deer. I got another deer the other day, so
Oh,
she's she's in the
Nice.
freezer.
so
Yeah.
did you do you hunt
Yeah.
yourself? Go out and-
Oh
Oh,
yes.
there you go. How about that?
Yeah,
Oh
she
So
likes
yes.
kicking
you
butt, and taking
like
names out there,
yeah,
and
I
deer.
love that. I love that. I love that. So are you
Yeah.
like a rifle or a crossbow or
Well, I've never shot a crossbow. I have a compound bow, so
Hmm.
I do bow, shotgun, muzzle loader, which is the 50 cal type. And then I have a bigger gun, but we're not supposed to use that for deer hunting, so I won't do that. But it'd be fun if
Yeah.
I could do that. But yeah, so that's kind of what I do. We got to equal it out. We have too many deer here in Illinois.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places like that. They're scattered all over the roads and all that.
Yeah, they're like squirrels here in Ohio.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. And we have a lot of outfitters that come in, and I'm not 100% down on people that are that come into your state to hunt. As long as they have to, I feel like there should be some guidelines. Like if I go out west to hunt, whether it be elk, doesn't matter what it is, you have to take a doe, you have to take a female animal, and if you want a buck, then you can shoot a buck. But here in Illinois, it's like they all want to come for the antlers, and I'm like,
mm,
that doesn't help the herd because
yeah.
the does, are dropping twins and triplets now because of the good food that's around. Well, you can't keep up with that. So
Wow.
that's why I try to shoot as many does as I can possibly do. So yeah, I had her hung. I took the hide off and had everything cut up within about 22 hours. She was done and in the
Good
freezer.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, last time we had on Rick was talking about the assassination of ducks. The
Yeah, yeah. I saw that.
duck guillotines.
I know. He was very graphic and I was like, I can see that. I can see that.
And now we got you on the deer. So I guess the next person up the cookout will be PETA, a PETA
Right?
representative.
Oh gosh. That would be horrible, wouldn't it? Whew.
Right?
Yeah,
Right.
I have had people make comments before. I used to put a lot of stuff on Facebook.
Yeah.
Um, and I had a lady who was like, "That's horrible." And I said, I thought she was a vegan. And I was like, "You don't eat hamburger? You don't eat?" And she was like, "Well, yes." And I was like, "Oh, well, you've never been to a kill floor then, because that's much worse than what we do." And she was like, "But it's in a package." And I was like, "Oh, okay, but it used to be on hoof." But I think she was so far removed from that. I don't think she'd ever seen anything out in the wild. So she was like, well, it just comes in a package. And I'm like, well, now that's kind of true. The lab grown meat, it just comes in a package. Um, but the real stuff, came from someplace else. So yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts. Well, I certainly know who you are, and I watch you and your friends on Mondays. But why don't you give people a quick rundown on who you are, a little bit about yourself, and where they can find you?
Yeah, so on YouTube they can find me. I'm Healthy Carnivore now. I did a name change, just a small, make it a little smaller. Um, I did keto for 28 years. I've done carnivore over 4 now, land for about 10 months. Been a nurse for over 21 years, and I'm doing everything I can every day with every patient family, and their doctors to counteract our broken healthcare system.
Oh, I love
Uh,
that.
One at a time. I've had 2 patients now that they were able to take the diabetes diagnosis off of their codes. So that's the best thing, you
Oh, I
know.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are a hero. So,
Well, I'm not a
Absolutely.
hero. I just give them the information and prod them a little. You know, you give them some tallow lotion and they're like, oh, okay, I'll do whatever, you know. But they had to do the work.
yeah. So how does it going over in your health system? You doing this kind of stuff? Are
Um,
you prepared for unemployment, Laura? Is basically what I'm.
I've been unemployed. I was unemployed one time before because I refused the thing. So I don't really
Oh,
care. Yeah, they're never gonna make me do something I don't believe. So that's just my personality.
yeah.
Um,
You got guns at the house. I understand.
that's I won't show you that backside. I don't want that to ever be on record. But yeah, it's good. But I've done pretty well. I had to educate my doctor, you know, because she was like, "How are your labs looking better than mine?" And I'm like, "Well, you've been vegan 25 years, and your hair's
Yeah,
breaking off, you know,
yeah,
and your thyroid looks like it's getting ready to pop out of your neck, so you got some issues going on." And so they listen, and she's actually going back to school. She's going to do some metabolic education. So I was kind of happy with that, which I kind of thought she might be somebody who would be willing to do that. She has multiple degrees. Some of the oldest doctors, like the ones that are still practicing and they're like 70, they still remember how their predecessors did stuff. So they're like, "Oh, you don't think they need a statin?" And I'm like, "Let's try it a few months without and see how it works." And so they're pretty, as long as they see the results. That's the thing. You got to kind of prove it to them
yeah,
first. Then they're pretty good. I'd say the diabetic doctor, because it's the same doctor that had both of these patients. I don't think he probably likes me right now,
Mm.
but I'm okay with that.
Well, the shame on him. I like you. I like you a
Right.
lot.
Well, thanks.
Well, you have a question for you. Looks like. Have
Yep.
you tried elk? I was told today it's better than deer.
I have. I've had elk. Um, I'm trying to think if there's something I haven't. Yes. The only thing about elk is it's even more lean than
Mhm.
deer. But if I was going to grind it, I do just like I do with my deer. I add ribeye fat to it. But yes, it is a very good, you know, I guess I haven't had camel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had moose one time, and it was very very lean. Even the
Yeah.
ground moose was very
Yeah.
lean. Not a lot of fat to it. So you gotta
Mhm.
have to add some.
Yeah.
Hey, Laura, for
Yeah.
those that don't know, about adding extra fat and things like that, like you do with the ribeye fat, what would
Yes.
they do when they went to their butcher? What would they ask for?
Well, there's two things you can do. Not every place is willing to sell any of their beef trimmings. I've had some people, and I don't think it was G, it might have been Robin. One of them went to try to get it, and she says, "Well, they told me that they're regulated to do this in that state." And I looked it up, and it was not true. But I was like, just don't go there, which
Right.
didn't surprise me. So I always call and ask if you're cutting up ribeyes. I kind of watch two certain places and see when they're having their ribeye sales and prime rib. I'm like, ooh, they're going to cut off all that good fat. So I just call and say, hey, can you save me like 15, 20 pounds of the ribeye fat? Or you can ask for beef trimmings because you're going to get a lot of the fat with that too. And I had somebody ask me the other day, she says, well, how much fat do you think you eat in a day? And I said, I probably do a pound and a half of meat and probably anywhere to half a pound to a pound of ribeye fat a day when
Mm.
I'm doing my one meal a day or two meals a day if I split it up. And her eyes got about that big. And she said, well, you just can't survive doing that. And I'm like, well, been over 4 years and I ain't dead and I'm not a twig either, but I'm also not, you know, I'm healthy.
Living
Um,
proof.
yeah. And so I
Yeah,
was
well,
like, yeah,
I tried adding some fat. I tried adding some butter to some things, and
I
it didn't
can't,
work. It didn't work out
well,
for me.
and what I found, some people, it just kind of depends. I can't do rendered fat. So rendered fat is your liquid fat. So like if you cook up a bunch of hamburger and you have that grease, I
Yeah.
cannot eat that. I have to strain that off. If I eat that, it makes my stomach hurt and it can end up in the bathroom very quickly. But if I have a fat that I cook that has more substance, it's more solid itself, or cold butter, that doesn't seem to bother me. So maybe you could try that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the like I do my ground beef and I don't drain it. Now I don't do the fattiest. I do like 85-15 or 90-10. I don't do
Right.
like 70-30 or any of that. And but I do put salsa in there and it kind of blends with the fat and makes like a brothy kind of thing.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I just know people say, oh, I put butter on my steaks and all this stuff. And I did that. And yeah, the music started playing,
Oh, man.
Keep
Yeah.
you running.
Oh, yeah.
Keep you running.
Yeah. I'll bet it did. Yeah. And that's kind of the same thing that I had. And I just was like, well, it doesn't bother me when I eat the fat on the steak. So I was like, I'll just get more of that. And so a
Yeah.
lot of times I'll take my air fryer or my cast iron skillet and I cut them up into little, looks like popcorn size pieces. And I'll fry them till they're just crispy and then put, the salt on there. And I could just sit there and eat those. I mean, they're better than any potato chip I ever had.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I've had some people say they can't get it too. Like I had some friends here that went to different places and they're like, "Wow, we don't do that." Or like, can you just give us some fat? No, we're not allowed to do that. But I said, yeah, they're probably giving it to somebody else. That's probably
Right. Probably.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
selling it or something. Somebody once said, "Oh, we use it to make sausage," or they say
Right.
we use it. We don't, so we use it. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
And that's
Sandra
too bad.
says,
I
how
mean,
about bison?
yeah, and I have to pay for mine. Nope, I have not had bison.
yeah.
That would be something, I'm not too far from Iowa where I live at in Illinois. And they have a elk and bison ranch up there that you can buy meat from. It's just so hard for me to go buy that kind of meat when I can go out and shoot deer and it's as similar and it's much cheaper to do my way.
Yeah.
I'm a little frugal.
I love that.
Awesome.
Well, listen, we can't
You
thank
see
you
my
enough
thing.
for
Yes.
stopping by.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Is that
Good
Healthy
seeing you.
Carnivore? At Healthy Carnivore, that's your channel.
Yep.
You said you changed it, and you got a show on Mondays at 7, right?
I do. Yep.
Mondays at 7 with 4 other lovely ladies: G Brown, um,
Robin Heron, Rhonda Townsend,
yep,
Rebecca Ruiz.
Yep. You guys need to check that out. The ladies, they talk all things carnivore. And they're not very good for your self-esteem because they're always doing such great and impressive things. It depresses me to watch. You're all so wonderful, doing such big things. It's always some challenge. They're climbing mountains and they're doing all these fasts and all this stuff. So if you have low self-esteem like me, just be prepared to be disappointed in yourself.
Get you a little towel.
Yes, but you guys are all great. I do catch you guys when I can, and I encourage everybody to do the same.
Absolutely.
And, like I said, you're welcome here anytime.
Perfect. I saw you guys, and I was like, I'm going to go on there. And I'm supposed to help Adam pick on you, but I couldn't think of anything tonight.
That's right.
Listen, here's the thing. Let me explain something about that. Adam doesn't understand. Everybody loves me. You can't.
I have a hard time figuring out why.
Just because nobody likes him,
it's his flashy shirts.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's his flashy clothes. He's got the clothes. That does it.
Yeah, so it's like, man, you're not going to get a bunch of people to come on here and talk bad at me. The only rogue person out there is that doctor that shall remain nameless that rhymes with Crampton. Yeah, now you might get him to come in here and say something, but he ate a lot of paint chips when he was a kid, and it's all the lead poisoning and stuff, man. He ain't right.
He just interviewed me, and he literally did not even speak your name.
Well, there you go. Well, that's because he's got, he's kind of, he probably doesn't remember me now. It's the lead. I'm telling you, it's the lead paint.
He has a traumatic brain injury. It's okay.
Right. Yeah, so there you go, man. But no, shout out to Doc Hampton. That's my guy. But no,
I love him.
yes, he's okay. But anyway, I appreciate you coming by. So good to see you. I will be watching your channel. Everybody else should too. And as
All
I said,
right.
I'm here anytime.
Healthy
You guys have a
carnivore,
good
everyone.
evening.
All
Bye,
right.
Laura.
See you guys.
See you, Laura.
Awesome. Well, he didn't bring your
Oh,
name up, Russ,
you probably did.
because you just didn't come up.
Oh, I can't believe
We were
that.
pressed for time, and we didn't have enough time for chit chat. So,
Listen, I'm not in any way, shape, or form offended by that.
but I was fully prepared,
Yeah.
to go in deep on Russ.
Oh, yes. Well, listen, like I said, you want to find people that don't like me, you look in the mirror. That's about the only place you'll find it.
Right.
Speaking of which, the next person we have backstage there is one of
Uh-oh.
my keto cuties, one of my low carb ladies. There
Uh-oh.
is no way in the world she will ever say anything bad about me. So there you go. It's Teresa O.
Hi, Teresa.
Hi, how are you guys?
Awesome.
That's right. Listen, I had to get the sound effects out for her. For those who do not know, Teresa O is one of Dr. Barry's coaches. You can find her in the Dr. Barry space on the Q&As, and if you're a member of the tribe like I am, you will see her in there helping people all the day, every day, all the time. You can also find an interview that we did on my channel. She is 3 different kinds of awesome. So I'm glad to see you. Haven't talked to you in a while. How you been?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm here with Adam, so you can only be so good. You can only
Never mind, Russ.
you see,
It's
hey,
great
listen,
to meet you,
yeah,
Teresa.
hey,
And I
listen,
see your
that's
name all the
it.
time out there with the PhD coach after your name. And I appreciate everything you do for that community.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
It's nice to meet you too.
Yes. Adam is
Did we do a live once? Were you a part of that? Adam?
What was it?
Did we do a live once? Like multiple people? I could have
Yes.
sworn we did.
With Carrie, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know which one. I've done so many of them with Carrie.
Yeah.
And they're usually 24 hours or 10 hours or something. I just can't remember anything.
Well, tell the folks who don't know you a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got hooked in with Dr. Barry and kind of about what you do and why they should join the tribe.
Oh my gosh. Why shouldn't they join the tribe? I mean, you're eating the proper human diet. You're reversing everything that's wrong. You have help from, I think we have 9 or 10 coaches in there now. So, and we all have different knowledge bases. So we can cover everybody. If you're struggling, it doesn't really matter what it is. It's the proper human diet. If you're a human, you should be eating it. And honestly, I don't think anybody hasn't benefited, if not completely, most of their ailments. So I have been carnivore pretty strict, with the occasional cheese, but I'm doing Nisha's consistency challenge this month, and I'm going to consistently not have cheese because that's a slippery slope for me. And
as is for many.
all right. And so I've been strict carnivore for almost 2 years now. It'll be 2 years in March.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
I think I'm done with the fat loss. I started craving butter like crazy, so I have to keep the influx of fat coming in at all times for my energy. I have nothing to complain about. I think I'm done. So now my passion is just help everybody else get to that stage.
And I think that's I know obviously a little bit about your story, but that's how you kind of start out with Dr. Barry, you got to a point where, you were getting information, through the tribe and that, but then you got to a place where you didn't really have anything else to really gain. So you decided that you wanted to join and start to give back. And
Yeah, because I think everybody should feel fantastic. Everybody deserves to feel wonderful and have great health. So when you find the answer, it's hard not to share it.
yeah. No, I totally agree. And folks too, you don't know that you may not know that you were vegetarian for a while. Tell folks about your experience with that.
I think that would probably be the worst 14 months of my life. It was horrible. I did it for health reasons. I really wasn't suffering from much when I started, other than some fatigue and some PMS symptoms monthly. But overall, I wasn't that bad. But I started the plant diet, whole food, plant based, and I stayed away from the junk food. I allowed myself a vegan cupcake once a month. That's how committed I was to
Wow.
fixing my issues. So I did not cheat. And I ended up 40 pounds heavier. I didn't lose any weight. I gained weight eating plants.
Yeah.
I got pre-diabetic.
Mm.
I got fibromyalgia. So I had head to toe all over pain all the time. I got to a point where I was popping Motrin, I think 600 to 800 milligrams every 4 hours. I wasn't sleeping well. I got seborrheic dermatitis. I got dandruff. I had regular dermatitis all over my legs and arms. My skin was horrible. I lost 3.5 teeth. There's one.
Oh,
That is my reminder.
Wow.
Never to touch a plant again. So
what did you get in a fight at Whole Foods or something? I mean, what?
No,
Broccoli.
they literally shattered into pieces.
Yeah, I thought it was a scrap for that last stalk of that last head of lettuce, man. They will, they will get nasty.
Yeah.
Those vegetarians and vegan, they're nasty people.
They can be, yes. They're not very nice.
Wow, that's crazy.
Oh,
Andrew says, what does
butter,
your shirt
bacon, and
say?
eggs.
Oh, nice.
Oh, there you go.
And that's you should be wearing that, right? You're being a PhD coach.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm kind of a boring eater, so that's all I eat. Sometimes I eat seafood.
Yeah, that's predominantly what I eat too. We all pretty much eat the same thing.
Right.
Pretty much eat the same thing.
Yep. I'm beef, butter, bacon, and eggs without the bacon and butter.
It's all I want.
Yep.
I don't crave any garbage food anymore, or faux food, whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm beef, bacon, butter, eggs, and Christmas cookies. Just up until a couple days, just last week. But yeah, no, I understand. That's why I don't really eat a lot of keto treats and things like that. I don't really want to eat that anymore. I don't want keto pizza or keto muffins or keto cookies, that kind of stuff. That's just not. I just, I do eat a fair amount of lamb. I would say, and I'm going to do something. I think, I make egg salad with tuna in it. And I'm going to start making it with salmon. Get some canned salmon and make an egg salad with some salmon in it. I think salmon is better for you than tuna. I think it's got more of the omega-3s, right? Is that what it is?
I think so. And I think it also has less mercury. The bigger fish tend to have more mercury.
Yeah. omega-3s. I know there's omega-3s and 6s. They told me there'd be no math. So I have to but yeah, so I'm gonna start doing that. I think I'm gonna add that to my routine. I actually started getting egg salad and eating it with pork rinds like crackers, like because I used to love to eat egg salad or tuna salad with crackers in my old life. So in my new life, there's no crackers. So I've
You're
been
not
doing that
missing
more.
much.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. All in all, I'm very happy. I'm kind of, if you watch my channel and stuff, I'm kind of free spirited, and I eat what I want. But what I want to eat has changed. I don't want to eat the same things. But occasionally, if I get if I'm in a situation, I'll eat something out of the norm. But really, I really want to stay close to keep it between the lines. I really do. So that's kind of a snack because I do still snack some. But pork rinds and egg salad. That's kind of that's one of my go-to snacks.
Nice. So Teresa, what being a PhD coach, what are some interesting stories that you've had? Maybe some success stories.
Oh my gosh. There's so many. From We had a member who was at stage 4 kidney disease and got it all the way back to stage 1.
Wow.
It was fantastic because, I mean, he was on dialysis and really having a rough time. And it was so nice just reading his posts and seeing how he progressed over the months. And it was fantastic. I haven't seen him in a while, so I'm only assuming that, he's still at stage 1 and probably healed it completely. So,
That would be awesome. He's probably out
yes,
surfing right now.
Yeah.
it was really awesome. I've seen a lot of depression just gone, anxiety. I've seen people get off their antipsychotic medications.
Wow.
Members are throwing their statins in the garbage left and right. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Dr.
I even got my dad. Yeah.
It's funny, man. I've seen him on the stream. He's like, somebody asked him a question about how do I wean myself off of my statins? They're like, how do I? And he's like, yeah, here's what you do. You go into your medicine cabinet in your bathroom or wherever you got it, take it out and throw it in the trash. That's how you wean yourself off of your statins.
Right.
100%.
You don't need to take them. Stop taking them. So I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, I even convinced my dad finally. He fought me for a really long time because, well, he wasn't going to believe his kid over his doctor. So finally, I just kept sending him Dr. Berry videos and other videos that I found on YouTube about statins. And he's all like, I'm going to throw them in the trash. And he finally did it January 1st of last year. So, and that was after 30 years of taking statins. I just finally looked at him one day and I was like, Dad, aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of feeling like crap? Just throw them away. And so, yeah, he feels a lot better.
Yeah, no, I love that. Some people are just, it's just their mentality. I've got folks in my family like that. They'll do whatever the doctor tells them to do. If he told them to do the hokey pokey and shake they be in there shaking their legs in and out of the circle. I mean,
Right.
that's just how they're wired. And then some of us are kind of the other way. When the doctor tells you to do something, you give them the side eye. You're like, let me ask somebody else about that. It's just, I think it's just part of human nature.
Absolutely.
I get it. We have a question. Ellie is here.
Hey, Ellie.
Good to see you, Elle. I was late.
I do have a channel. It's Teresa PhD Coach. I haven't been doing videos. I've only been doing lives. My computer is getting old and it can't keep up with my editing software. So as soon as I get a new computer, I'll be doing a lot more of the shorter videos. But for right now, I do live Q&As, and anybody's welcome to stop in and get their questions answered.
That's awesome.
When do are those just impromptu, or are they scheduled at a certain time, or?
Eventually I would like to schedule them, but for right now, it's whenever I have time.
Yeah, no, I understand. I definitely understand. Well, I want to thank you for coming by. I do see you in the community. I get the emails when you come on the live stream and stuff. Sometimes I pop in. Sometimes I say something. Sometimes I don't. But I'm a big fan. I support you, of course, and Dr. Berry and all the team. I'm grateful and thankful for all the work that you do. We're all out here trying to heal the world. And you're welcome here anytime. You can come in anytime you want and say hey. And just keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much, Russ. And if you feel the need to make a post, come say hi.
Yes, I will. I need to do a better job. I need to come in there and see you and say, hey, join the group. I'm kind of like you in the sense of, I'll always be a member. But, once you get to a certain point, you kind of have gotten, a lot out of it. So I don't always join in and always come in. I've just been doing it a while. I'm real comfortable where I'm at. Don't have a lot of questions and things like I used to. But I still should make a point to come in and say, hey, and I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I try to get in there, and I don't need questions answered, really. Although I did ask Dr. Berry a question today, and he answered it, and I was appreciative of that. But I try to get in and give value, when I can, if I can give an answer or something like that, when I have time. So, but yeah, I'll always be a member too. I mean, Dr. Berry was the doctor that convinced me to jump in both feet, that it was okay to do this, and I am forever grateful for
absolutely
his confirmation of this crazy lifestyle.
Absolutely. Exactly. I mean, he support the work, support the efforts, to keep him going and doing his thing. Shout out to Doc Berry. I know I tease him about the keto. I know I tease him about the keto breath and the pancakes, but it's all jokes. He knows it. He knows it. I appreciate him a lot, and as we all do.
Absolutely.
All righty.
Thanks for coming on, Teresa. We appreciate you.
Appreciate
you. Thanks so much for having me on.
Come back anytime.
Absolutely.
All
right.
Bye, guys.
Bye for now. Awesome. I love it.
All right. Who else do we got there? We got some more folks.
Uh-oh. Somebody else is at the cookout. Who we got?
Yes, we have our girl Lori is
Lori.
here. Hi. Yes.
Hey, Lori.
Hi, everybody. Well, my Healing Humanity shirt didn't arrive today, but it should be here tomorrow or Thursday, and I can't wait to start wearing it. I got the black long sleeve one.
I got mine on.
Yay!
I got the ice blue. I love it.
Nice. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to wearing that shirt.
I love that.
How have you been, and how's the channel coming along?
Well, I'm just about ready to upload my latest video. This was a little bit of a challenge because I took on a topic that actually caused me to do it. Actually caused me some tears because I went through my history of emotional eating, and as I mentioned in the video, and when you hear it, it was like looking down a long hall of mirrors. I went all the way back to my childhood, and I didn't realize how long I had been eating emotionally. And this is a subject that a lot of people struggle with to this very day. And so in a way, it was kind of cathartic to do this video, but it was also very emotionally charging. Yeah. But I'm glad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Wow.
And listen, when you said that you were doing something to make you cry, I was like, did Adam make you come on his channel? I was going to say, I'll get him for you, Lori. I'll get him, Lori. I'll get him for you if you need me to. Nobody should be
No,
that torture.
no, those tears, I brought those on myself, and they were actually long overdue, because it actually helped me to understand. I think for the first time in a long, long time, I realized how much pain that I had denied, and just turned to food to numb it down. And, the death of my brother, and, things about the way my parents died and everything. I never really addressed my grief and sadness about that, because I let food talk for me. And so I actually kind of went through another grieving process for all of that. And that was healthy in one respect, even though it was painful, but it was good. I'm glad I did that.
Yeah. Now, did you learn that the emotional eating, was that from a child, or is that something that came about later on in life, or where did the origin of that begin, you think?
Well, I think it was, I think I was eating emotionally as far back as when I was 8 or 9 years old. I just didn't know what it was, because I remember as my love for carbohydrates and sugar was growing, even though I was a thin, energetic kid, I I always look forward to it when somebody says, "Let's go get some ice cream." Oh yeah, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. And so I was very, very attracted to these foods. And I guess at the time, since there was some family stress, even back then, I didn't realize that food was being a comfort to me. And I was too young to understand that or put any words to it at all. So, but I think it goes back all the way back
Well,
that
sure.
far.
I don't know. I hear that from folks, and I think I certainly learned as a kid. Anytime it was good times we ate. When it was bad times we ate. But I think it was more what we eat than why we ate. I think celebratory eating is as old as mankind. I
Oh, it
mean,
is. Yeah. Yeah.
feasts and things like that from thousands of years. But I don't think they were feasting on pasta and breadsticks. They were, killing the fatted calf, and,
Yes.
they ate their diet. So, I think back to my childhood, sure, if I did something good, and was, we're playing sports, we go to McDonald's or Dairy Queen if we won, or,
Oh,
things like
sure.
that. Yeah, if we'd have grilled more steaks, instead of and made less cakes and more steaks, maybe as a kid, you
Yeah.
know.
And I think,
Yeah,
yeah, eating is very ritualistic, and there's
yeah,
nothing necessarily wrong with that. I think where it kind of goes off the rails is if you're, you know, if it's not celebratory, if it's not part of a
yeah,
love tradition or anything, if you're just doing it to kill pain, then that's a very distinctive issue, and that's what makes it problematic. Yeah.
yeah. No, I think you're right. I know what you mean. When I did my look back, there were certainly some emotional times too, so I can definitely understand that. So
Mhm.
basically, if folks come to your channel, they can just see you on there just sobbing. That's basically what you're telling us, Lord. Is that what I'm kidding.
Well, I didn't actually I'm not actually crying in the video, thank goodness.
I'm
I
kidding.
did all that before I turned the record button on,
Yeah,
but it
yeah,
was, yeah, it was tough to kind of face some of that, to look down that
yeah,
hall of mirrors and to see
yeah,
all of those experiences, and where food as comfort kind of, kicked in there. And,
yeah.
so it was in some ways a good video, and it's all my own personal experience, but I'm hoping that, since many people do deal with emotional eating, maybe they'll hear something that clicks with them. Everybody's different,
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely. You
maybe,
tell your story,
yeah.
you'll reach people. There's it's a big world out there, and it's crazy how many people you will reach and touch with your story. I love that. So when are these videos going to be coming out?
Well, I'm I'm going to finish the recording probably very late tonight. So I'm hoping by tomorrow at midday it will be up there. So that will be one. It will be one of two, because the second video, number 2, is about the emotions, how food relates to being a highly sensitive person, because that is some topic. High sensitivity is something I've been researching about. And there's a book that is fascinating called The Highly Sensitive Person. And this is sensitivity is a it's actually a hardwired neurological trait. It's not a problem. It's not a behavioral issue. And about 15% of the population of the world is highly sensitive. So we respond to stimuli more strongly. We feel things more strongly. And that often can, make things hurt more. But it's the author of this book, Dr. Elaine Aron, and I'm going to share a link to her book, has done some fascinating research about this. And it was very helpful to me to figure out the behavioral issues of my eating patterns over the years.
Well, interesting.
That is very interesting. We're going to look forward to seeing that and learning more about you and hearing your story. And we certainly appreciate you coming by to say, hey, we always love to see you. You're a big supporter. You're always supporting what we do on our channels. We appreciate that. And we want to
you're most welcome. Yeah. And I hope you both have a really fantastic new year. And so I will say farewell for now, but I'll be in touch with you on your channels.
Awesome.
Sounds great. Look forward to it.
Love that, Lori.
Lori at Carnivore Chair, everybody.
Absolutely.
Like, subscribe, and check out her new videos coming soon.
Thanks again.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye for now.
All right. Well, I think we've got time for one more.
Uh-oh.
And,
more guests.
Hey, listen, it's time for our animal segment.
Well, I'm just reading the newspaper to see what's on sale.
He's on the crapper. Oh my gosh, that's from what, 1970?
1986.
Yeah,
I was going through.
Yeah, that is great.
Nice.
They've got a great deal on duck guillotines probably in there, don't they?
I just couldn't resist. I've been going through some of the junk in the house, and I've been finding stuff. I found the sling that when I was 1983, I broke my arm. I found that, and now I found these newspapers, and I was looking at TV Guide and all this stuff. It's like, wow, I can't believe it.
Listen, if I found something in my junk in my house, it would probably be from this century. Okay, you're finding stuff from the previous century in your house, and you go, hey, listen, when was the last time you cleaned up, man? I mean, Vietnam? It was during the Vietnam War? I mean, what are you?
Well, you got to realize this is my parents' house, and I moved out of here in 1992. So, that room pretty much sat empty. It was just a storage room. My mom stuffed all her stuff in there. So there's a lot of stuff in there that's been sitting for decades.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go, man.
Before we get kicked off, I want to ask Rick to react to this thumbnail, the newest video that I just came out with. Are you ready, Rick? I know you've seen it already, but people in the chat may not have. There we go.
Oh, yes, I remember that. That looks like CGI over there.
Right. Yeah, Carrie's been doing a little bit of working out, I think.
I can only imagine.
Hey, listen, you've heard of all, was it AI, artificial intelligence? That's artificial everything. That's AE.
Hey, I'd hate to think of what they tried to do with me. Try to make me look like that.
Right. I'll do something.
With the duck sitting on top of my head like Inspector Clouseau.
It's coming tomorrow, buddy. It's coming.
Yeah, that guy there. Yeah. Listen, did you hear in the first part of the show where I said I went on YouTube and found a Muscovy duck mating video?
Oh, yes, you told me that. And I told you I see them all the time in my front yard.
Yeah, I just don't know how to feel after that. I watched it. I was aghast. Yeah, I was. Yeah, it was a little more nature than I anticipated. I don't know. You were right. It was kind of aggressive. I just,
I
yeah,
yes, I was right.
it was kind of aggressive. Somebody needs to call some type of duck authorities. I mean, do they have any kind of duck trauma centers or? My golly.
Well, sometimes the females, they get like really aggressive. They get upset and they go whack. So what I used to say as a kid when they were mating, they're getting quacked.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the male was the more aggressive one. Yeah, in the video I saw.
Did you ever see what the male has packing in there?
I saw
9mm or what?
Oh, it's a coil.
Yeah,
it's a corkscrew. That's right. So they said that's the female ducks are getting screwed because that's what it is.
Yeah,
it coils around.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. Listen, I'll just say that I'll never watch it again. I'll just say that. I'll never watch that again. I don't know. Like I said, it was just an odd, weird, intriguing thing. It was just odd and disgusting and weird and traumatic, but I couldn't stop watching it.
Ah, there you go. So you know that you actually like ducks.
Kind of like the Keto Cookout.
How duck eggs are made.
That's true. That's how duck eggs are made.
Yeah, man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Don't need that in my life anymore. That's a one-time thing. One-time thing.
Well, you live in Florida. They may be coming your way one of these days.
Man, listen. If I saw that happening out in my front yard, I would call somebody. I would or get a garden hose or something. I would. Like, listen, we're not doing that kind of thing, and we're not committing those type of atrocities in my property.
It gets even worse. It's not just the females that they'll mate with.
Oh my.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's not really mating. I wouldn't say it's more just recreation.
Well, I guess, but ducks are notorious for mating with anything with feathers. I've seen them mate with chickens, and I've seen. But they also mate with other male ducks. So it's
okay. That's not mating.
It's a very strange kind of bird. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's an odd bird. I was gonna say, that's not mating. That's just a party. This is a party that got out of hand.
And the funny thing is I have the flu. That's why I probably look sick.
Oh, you do not have the flu.
I have the flu. I was sneezing yesterday like you wouldn't believe. Everybody else I know is sick. Yeah, they're all miserable. So I was the last one to get it.
Why don't you go up on your roof, scrape some of that salt off of there, and make you a little fart gargle with salt.
No, but I feel really good. In fact, I had somebody pay me to haul off a bunch of junk metal today. I went and did that earlier, so I'm fine. Nice. When I get the flu, it's usually a 24 to 48 hour thing, and then I'm better. Even when I got the 2019 flu, the one that I'm talking about, that was only 2 or 3 days of not so great. But I know other people that just suffered like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, and I'm sure it had something to do with the sugars and things in your system, because it seems like they said that diabetics had a really tough time with it. So I don't know how that exactly relates with blood sugars and things like that, but yeah, I'm certain there's some correlation between colds and flus and the amount of sugar in your system, in your blood. I'm sure. Didn't it say feed a fever, starve a cold, or something? Isn't that like
I remember them saying that. But with my case, when I get sick, I just get hungrier. I had more ground meat than I normally did. And it's weird. No vitamin C, and I'm fine. So, that used to tell me, you got to have your vitamin C tablets. Make sure you have your orange juice. I drink orange juice and I got a sore throat. So that was a reward that I got from it. Now it's
Yeah.
just it's sinus headache, sneezing, a little coughing, and that's it. I never get any respiratory infection, and I never get anything worse. I get a few aches and pains. I feel tired. I feel old for a day, and I'm fine the next day. So it's like,
Yeah.
and I think the reason I got it is because we had like two big parties the last couple days, staying up till 2 in the morning with a bunch of people. And then on Sunday, I went on a bike ride with a bunch of friends, including a couple of vegans who had to basically stop halfway there to have a coffee because they were like, these two gals were just ready to drop dead. They were on the bike and like, oh, are you okay? And she's like ready to fall over. Well, I got to have a coffee. So they went to, it wasn't Starbucks. They went to some other coffee place. I don't remember what it was now. They're drinking a coffee. I went over to Gordon Foods and I bought some of the ground meat that was on sale. I got 10 pounds of it and I put it in the basket of my bicycle, wrapped it up with some insulation. On the way home, I got it in my refrigerator, nice 10-pound, 229 a pound. You can't beat that.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
but
I thought you were going to say you dug into it on the way
oh,
home.
no, I didn't actually. I mean, I probably could have. I've done that before. I've eaten raw meat to gross people out, but
Right.
That'll
raw
do.
liver.
Yeah,
That's.
Just tell them you get them a bacon grease IV. They can just.
Well, that would be in line with a heart attack diet.
Yeah, just get them a bacon grease IV, and they'll just take that IV for about 10 minutes. They can do the Peloton, man. They can definitely.
You would laugh if you saw the bike I had. I got it from the trash. The shifter doesn't work, so it's only got one speed, and it uses a milk crate for a basket. And the tires, I mean, they've been patched so many times, it looks like something from an old Mickey Mouse cartoon. I mean, this thing is a disaster. And I was out riding these guys and gals with their high-tech bikes, and they're drinking water every mile. I mean, it's crazy. Juice and water and energy drinks. I took absolutely nothing with me. I just went out there and started riding. 30 miles is where we went. We went all the way down through Coral Gables and up in Northwest and back, 30 miles, and I was fine, but they had to stop for a break, and it was kind of funny. And remember, I didn't go on a bike from like the 1990s until November when my truck broke down, and I just started riding again. And I've been going around looking. Of course, the neighborhood looks different, but I used to ride that route when I was a teenager, thinking, man, I can go just as fast. In fact, I'm actually faster now than I was a teenager. I never practiced riding since the 1990s, and it was fine. So I guess, the heart attack diet, I must be failing because I should have had at least 2 heart attacks on that ride.
Right.
Yeah, you just fell off and busted up your knee. Now, last time I talked to you, you said
Yeah. I hit a water meter. One of those water meter covers fell in. I hit that and I got thrown off the bike and I hit my knee and scraped it on the ground. And, it had a pretty good scab on it, but a week later it had pretty much healed. And the pain went away the next day, so that wasn't too bad. And the first day I was biking, I was carrying batteries from my truck, and my quads got a little sore because I hadn't rode for a long time. But ever since then, I haven't had any problems. So, I was surprised. Now, as of last week, I've been driving my van, and I've had a few problems. I mean, the speedometer still doesn't work, and it's got some transmission issues, but it beats the bike by a mile. And today I had a job picking up garbage from a house. I couldn't do that on a bike. I put it off. Finally I got it done, and I guess things are getting back to normal here.
Nice.
Yeah, I love that.
Christy says she made your heart attack chicken and bacon grease the other day.
I bet it was good.
Shout out to Christy. Now, when you make that, do you like deep fry it in the bacon grease, or do you just fry it in just a little bit of bacon grease?
Well, for me, you can see the video of how I do it. I put it in a pot. I get either lard or beef tallow. I put like 6 inches of it in a pot and just deep fry the chicken.
Right. I thought so.
In the heart attack diet, you don't want to waste your time with just a little bit of fat. You want to use a lot of fat. The more fat, the better. That way, when you have that big heart attack, there's no bringing you back. They come from the paramedics. By the time they get there, you're long dead. I mean, your heart is basically seized up and, you're already dead. It's like, oh, we got to give this guy an IV, and when they stick the IV in there, fat starts coming out, and then it's like, he's pretty much done. We got to take him to the cemetery.
Oh, no need for embalming fluid, man. All the
yeah, he's well preserved with all that fat. It's like a confit or something, you wouldn't have to worry about that.
Yeah. I was gonna say, man, I have to fry a lot of bacon to get 6 inches of grease.
Oh yeah, well, I normally get the fat trimmings from the Presidente or from one of the Winn-Dixie or whoever I can get at the supermarket. They'll give me the beef trimmings, and then I'll just go ahead and roast them up. I'll make crunchy beef, fat pieces out of it, or pork cracklings, and then the lard or tallow, I just put that in the refrigerator, and then when I need it, I just take it, I put the pot on the stove to get the little melted, then I dump the big lump into the bigger pot, turn on the gas, and just wait until it melts, and I'll put a piece of chicken in it. When it starts to sizzle, I start throwing them in there, and then I just walk away, and 20 minutes later, it's usually ready. I go in the kitchen, smell it, see if it smells good. You'll know when it smells good. I mean, that's the good thing about cooking carnivore. You don't need a timer. You don't need a recipe book. I don't even own a cookbook. Every cookbook I had, I gave away or threw in the garbage, because what's the point? I got enough encyclopedias as it is. I don't need more cookbooks.
Yeah,
I'm overrun with books over here. I got thousands of them. But the cookbooks, it's like a friend of mine, his wife, she loves to cook, or she's also fat. She's got a rear end that should have the name Wide Load on it. It's quite shocking. And, I wouldn't tell her that because I don't want to hurt her feelings, but my goodness.
You kind of hope she doesn't watch YouTube.
Well, she's not going to watch this. Nobody watches this.
Yeah.
I have yet.
Can't blame her. Can't blame her.
I have yet to meet anyone in person that has seen me on YouTube. Even my friends really haven't seen me. So it's not a big deal. But the thing is, when somebody sits in a chair that has those armrests on it, and when they get up, the chair comes up with them, then they have a problem. I mean, that you got to, even if you don't think you're fat, if every time you stand up, the office chair goes up with you, you're fat. There's just no way around it. I don't care.
I'm pretty sure I'm fat. I'm pretty sure I can cover that one. Big booty Junior.
You know what else I was laughing about? Everybody I know has a new truck. Every truck they have now has this handle on the window pillar. There's like this little handle that you can hold on to. But none of my vehicles.
It's called the sissy bar.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Everyone has it. So a friend of mine gets in my truck and he's having trouble getting in. I said, well, don't you have a handle? I'm like, what handle? It didn't come with handles back then. Because your truck has a handle, because everybody now is a lazy fat ass and they can't get in and out without having to hold on to a handle.
Okay, easy on the fat people there, Rick. Listen,
hey, Russ, I'm not telling you something you don't know. You know you're fat. That's fine.
Hey, that's strike two.
There's nothing wrong with being fat. You know that? There's nothing wrong with being fat if you're healthy. It becomes a problem when you're unhealthy. But as long as you're healthy, I don't see it as a problem. But there's nothing wrong. Guys make fun of guys all the time. We're not like women. Women are sensitive. You say the wrong thing and they hate you forever. But we men, we make fun of each other all the time. I call myself skinny. I look like a vegan because I do. I don't care. People laugh at me. You look like a skeleton, whatever. Oh, you eat like a horse and you look like a bird or something like that. And I said, hey, you haven't seen a bird eat. Because when a bird eats, it eats a lot. But they, I don't mind. But I call people, are you fat? If somebody asks me if they're fat, I'll go, yeah, you're fat. If they are fat. But then they get mad at me, I'm like, why did you ask me the question? So one time a gal asked me if she thought her rear end looked big. And I said, well, what's the point of asking me this question? Well, I want to know. I said, it's a no-win situation. If I tell you what I feel, you're probably going to hate me. Oh, no, it's no problem. You want me to be honest? Yes, I'm going to be honest. Okay, and you're going to get offended? Oh, I'm not going to get offended. I said, yeah, you're kind of overweight. Oh, how do you know? Okay, see, I told you get offended. But it's just simple physics. It's not that I'm trying to insult somebody's character. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, it's just science. You teach them a science lesson. I got it.
But, I mean, it's only a problem when you have health issues, and you could be skinny and be in bad health too. So what's the difference? Yeah. But it is funny. I get a laugh out. And besides, most good comedians are fat. That's just the way it is. If you want to be funny, it's better to be fat. It's like a good
Yeah.
chef. You know what they
I
say?
know what you mean. Chris Rock. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Never trust. Yeah, but what was that movie?
I know.
Let's say
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy. Remember Eddie Murphy as a professor, the Nutty
Yeah.
Professor? It was so funny. He was skinny and then he became fat, and it's just funny. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being fat. But on the other hand, you don't want to insult somebody and say that you're ugly and fat, because that's not true. Just because you're fat doesn't mean you're ugly. You gotta ugly. You could be a skinny. I mean, you could look like the Crypt Keeper. That's ugly, and that's not fat. So I mean, what's the difference? I don't have a problem with it.
Oh, we're gonna take a poll. Would you rather be fat or ugly? In the chat, we're gonna just take a poll.
Well, I think I'd rather be fat, because you can change that. But when you're ugly, it's kind of hard to change that.
Right. That's true.
Yeah. And being fat, I mean, of course, it's probably part genetic, but it's also lifestyle. You have control over that.
You are the man, Rick. That's all I got to say, man. You never disappoint, brother. I can tell you.
That's why I always like to pop in at the end. That way people don't get bored.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he said about you, Adam?
I did. Yeah, he said I was ugly.
I didn't say you were ugly.
Because I'm not fat. No, I'm kidding.
We want to cover the whole gamut here. We offer people fat ugly on our show. It's up for everybody. Hey, this week we got a double dose. This week you got a double dose of ugly for the people. So
hey, some people think Muscovy ducks are ugly, but I think they're beautiful.
The ones I saw were violent. Hey, listen, it was, I don't know, toxic masculinity. I can understand the concept of toxic masculinity now. Oh,
now you understand.
Population.
Now you understand why I decide to eat them sometimes.
Yeah. I'm with you. All right. Well, listen. I think the people have had enough for one. I know I certainly have had enough.
That's it.
Listen, hey, brother. We always love it when you come in, man. You're my guy. You know that.
Yes, I know.
Appreciate you. And check out, if you have never, go check out my man at Charger Mopar for his pacemaker pizzas and his
I gotta make that, yeah,
and all that stuff.
Iguana, don't forget all the iguana I've been eating.
Roadkill delight, man. He's got if you got a shovel, you can never go hungry. That's how
Did you see how I got the iguana by the tail in my one video?
No, I need to look at that. I definitely
I had an iguana attacking my garden, and he just kind of got himself stuck there, and I grabbed him by the tail, and within 4 hours he was already in the kitchen cooking up.
Oh wow.
There you go, man. I believe you too.
Nice.
But he's not kidding.
Hey,
he's not kidding, folks.
It's in the video. Just look through my short videos and you'll see it.
There you have it. All right, brother. Well, happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year.
We'll see you next time, brother.
All right. Take care.
Yeah. Talk to you later, Rick.
Oh, that is Rick, my man, Charger Mopar, everybody. Check out his channel. Go see ridiculousness, tomfoolery, iguana and duck assassinations.
Never fails to give us the good stuff.
and all manner of ridiculousness there. So. Well, another one in the books, Lacey.
Yes, sir.
Want to thank everybody for coming, hanging out with us. Thank all of the folks that popped in to chat with us today. Great to see everybody. It's 2024. Time to reset our clean slate for the new year.
Absolutely.
And we certainly wish everybody the best. And we'll be here on Tuesday nights doing what we do.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody, for being here with us. We love each and every one of you. We love connecting with you. We love your comments on our videos, and the likes and the shares. Every little bit helps to spread this message. That's what we're here for, to spread health and wellness and happiness and hope and joy to everybody. And we're truly blessed to have you guys to spend this time with us.
and ridiculousness. We got to spread.
Yes.
the
We're not naming
ridiculousness.
names, but absolutely. We love you guys.
All right. I'll see you guys next week.
We grilling, baby.
Be grilling, baby.